Saints fans. We are back, baby, and better than ever. Season 2024 coming in hot. What you won't know is that we had a bit of a match simulation before this. Joycey forgot to press record, so we started chatting about the practice match, but unfortunately, I was still in the change room. So
it's like a period 7 of a practice match.
Yes, correct. Yeah, so we're back. Season 2024. I was going to say we'll come in with a bang, but unfortunately, I've kind of killed that energy.
But how good was my gag before? Because I've been sitting on that all pre-season.
It was good. It was very good.
Go again.
Well, it was, we were just talking about catching up on one another's lives, and Joycey and Jake, you both have moved out recently, and Joycey's gone from Richmond to Richmond, and Jake's moved into RSEA. Dead set.
And he's bunking with Filippo.
And he's bunking with Filippo. I've been sitting on that for so long. So I'm kind of disappointed the fans didn't get to get that.
And we're unfortunately too genuine and not professional enough to
pretend that
none of that happened.
No,
we're too awkward.
We're authentic. We're real people.
Yeah, that's right. We don't want to be fake with
real
the
people
fans.
make real mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were just plugging the Bentley Social, talking about how great it was that you went there after the pracky, how awesome the food is there. So they're back on board.
Celebrated our Wizard Cup victory a little too hard, but done in the right style.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, spot on. And without further ado, let's give a little synopsis on how we've all been over the summer. I was saying unfortunately, I've had a very busy summer, which has been good. So good with the music and everything like that. But unfortunately, lost our little boy, Jim, the dog. He was 17, so he had a good innings, higher than my batting average, that's for sure. Dedicated to him because he's a special little boy, a special place in our hearts, and good little Saint Jim. So. Good on you, Jimmy.
Jimmy. Only bad thing about having them.
That's it. Yeah, only bad thing. 17 years of good memories. So, it's unbelievable. Don't get anything else like that in life. So, absolute treasure. But, other than that, I wasn't feeling the buzz for the footy. I wasn't feeling the itch. It all came around to...
The thumbs were pretty well restrained.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't have the messages out. Bloody saying, nah, we're done. We're cooked. Season over.
I need to go back 12 months to when we played the D's and got smashed in the pracky to see what he was saying.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I'd love to go back and reminisce.
That would be funny.
God, I can't even remember that. I think
we got absolutely pants. That's
right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did too.
Yeah. Regardless, the fire is in my belly now.
Mm-hmm.
It's back.
Yeah.
That practice game, as soon as the ball went up, I'm ready. And you boys knew it too because the inbox was getting absolutely abused.
Straight away.
Mute.
Mute, exactly. Mute for the next hour.
When you sent through about Windy hurting his hands, that was some good intel for everyone else that was around us. So
there you go.
People,
Yeah, but I wasn't able to... I thought I'd be able to find out more, but there was no messenger from the commentary box to the field and vice versa, so...
You just had to stick around, because we stuck around and watched the Sandy game for a bit, and Windy's doing laps, and...
Ridiculous, with a broken hand.
Yeah, asked him for an update, and he did not care. He's like, sweet. He's like, I'll be fine for round one.
Yeah.
And you'd like to think that he'd learnt from, doing... It's just bizarre that the same thing, like, at least it's an opposite hand.
At least, yeah.
But, so you couldn't ask for a better, I guess, education on how to rehab or just do that again, because I felt like it did take the wind out of his sails.
Took the wind out of his Hager.
Yeah, it took the wind out of his Hager last year, I thought, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to stymie his momentum this year.
Yeah, and it seems like last year's was a bit worse as well. Like he was wearing the bandage on it. And so hopefully this one's a bit of a lighter break and can heal up quickly. But boys, how are you?
Which one?
Summer synopsis, Jakey?
Go, Jakey.
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. I haven't stopped. It's Saints footy 24/7. I've been down to RSEA quite a bit watching the boys train, which has been nice over the summer. So I've been doing a lot of that, moving house, and just prepping for the season. There's just a lot of, hopefully some new videos coming out, new content, new people.
The Monty catch-up was great.
The Monty catch-up, that was a lot of fun, yeah. So hopefully people enjoyed it. Seemed to be well received.
And if you're a little bit lost there, I have never heard him been called Monty before.
Really?
Ah.
Never. I've only
Really?
heard Joey. So
Oh,
for those listening, it's Montagna. But as soon as you guys said it, I was like, Monty. I was like,
Joey-
oh, wait,
I was
Joey
always a
Monty.
Monty man.
Yeah.
Monty man. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, it was a bit funny off camera. We were talking about like, you know, who might drop out of the 8 and this sort of thing, and I kind of said, yeah, not surprised if the Ds, like my tip is kind of the Ds to not drop out of the 8, but maybe not finish in the top 4.
Yeah.
We had like a little mini
A
back and
tiff.
forth, a little tiff.
So
With the Joey?
no more chats with Joey.
Nah,
then?
it was good. But then, funnily enough, the next day on his show, Talking Footy, I think, or whatever it's called, I can't remember the name. Sorry, but
Definitely not having more chats with Joey.
Oh,
then.
yeah. You know,
I'm going to cut that out.
not paving a nice road here.
To be fair, when he came
Burning
on,
bridges.
when he came on last year, he didn't even tell us, and then he dropped it the next day. Do you
That's
remember
right.
that?
Yeah.
He just kept it quiet, kept it
Yeah.
wrapped up. But yeah, he thinks Melbourne. He's bullish about them, and
Yeah.
I wasn't quite. But it was a great chat. He knows his footy like better than
Oh,
anyone.
he's a footy nerd.
That's why I got him on.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a bonus that he's a Saint, but he's genuinely one of the best AFL.
Yeah, he's a
experts
great
going
pundit.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, spot on. Marshy,
Oh, yip, lads and
You-
listeners.
you were telling us a little bit about.
Yeah, I got into the worlds of arts and crafts to, ease, the void of nil Saints footy. So did some sewing class, and that was, it was good.
Saintly sows.
Saintly sows. So, I don't know. I might this year do a little project, put something together using my newfound sewing skills, and I reckon for whoever comes third in the footy tipping competition will get
Third.
it. Whoever comes third.
Second is stiff at the moment.
yeah, second gets nothing.
Yeah, true.
Skip second, third. You got it, mate.
So, it was good. It was
Maybe
good.
you can sew
So-
back together the seams of the relationship between Saints TV and Joey Montagna.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
can you do that?
I only did the beginners course.
Yeah, that's intermediate.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just did that, hanging out with Tilly and all that. It was good, catching up with friends and whatnot, and it's just so good. Like I was saying in our match sim earlier, how good it is that the AFL allow us to have practice games at Moorabbin, because we were saying that biggest crowd out of
Oh, yeah.
all the
far.
match sims and
Yeah.
whatnot, and there's just the appetites there, and it feels so right.
Yeah, and it's also like Moorabbin's full of St Kilda locals. Like you've done your street talk,
Yeah.
street talk
Couldn't
and everything.
find any
yeah.
Sainers.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
are ya?
we've had a couple.
Yeah, maybe
More
we'll organise
Maggies.
that next time
More
before the
Maggies.
practice match and set it up that way. I think maybe we'll get a
Yeah.
few more Sainers around. But it's just that area and Bayside, all within 10 minutes, there are thousands of St Kilda supporters.
Yeah.
And
And at
people
2 o'clock as well, mind you. So
Yeah,
if it had been
I got- If it was
outside of
another
business
nighttime
hours,
one, yeah.
like 5 o'clock, bang, that's 10,000.
Yeah, I
Yes.
got there an hour early, and the line, like the gates opened at 1. I got there maybe 12:15.
Mm.
The line was huge out the front already.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. The parking was gone. It was so good. Like
Yeah.
Essendon fans turned up in droves as well.
Yeah.
Because they've been pumped up quite a bit, and they wanted to see all the new boys, one of which we know very well.
Yep.
And then we got a lot of fresh faces that we saw as well.
He didn't really cop much curry, did he?
He
Gresham?
copped once.
No.
Once, and it was the first touch he got. Well,
Yeah.
I think I was standing next to you, but he got a big boo, and I was like, oh boy. And then it stopped after that.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think people just needed to do it once and get it out of their system.
Or just save it for the real stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
all
it.
that
Save it
too.
for Marvel.
Yeah.
Let's chat about it. Let's
Yep.
chat about the game on Friday, 2 p.m. at RCA Park against Essendon.
66 points.
66 points, boys.
Yeah.
That's something.
66.
I knew you would
That's
be
something.
getting a little bit firm with that one.
I was saying it all of last year. I was saying it everywhere, and we kick off the year with the 66. And it's just everything's lining up quite nicely, which
It
is
is.
good. So the numbers are with us, and the numbers don't lie. But I think it was great to see the boys on the park, and we'll chat about the new customers to RSEA Park and then the old ones, the regulars. But the thing that I was super impressed with throughout the whole thing is the skills were pretty good and all of that, but geez, we're fit.
We looked fit.
We looked fit and we looked fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
The two-pronged attack there.
Fit,
Unbelievable.
fast, and disciplined. So even though it was a match sim,
Fit, fast, and furious.
Fit, fast, and furious. I like that
Yeah.
because, Essendon like
It's all
they,
about family.
it looked like we took the game a bit more serious, I suppose. You know,
Yeah.
train the way you want to play.
Yeah.
We did that well.
Yeah.
And Essendon, I suppose, tinkered with their lineup by
Yeah.
taking a lot more out of the game, whereas we kind of maintained the rage for 4 quarters.
That could be a sign though. As some people seem to criticize us for maybe trying too hard. I think that's a sign of professionalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just went out to do a job
Correct.
and to refine our craft.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And we didn't look puffed afterwards.
Oh, no, they were just doing that. The amount of running they did after the game, like both teams,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll love to see it.
and our boys were not blowing.
No.
And actually, this is real intel, actually. So me and Jared, we're just on the fence, just saying a few words of encouragement to our Essendon comrades, better luck next year, things like that. However, and then the boys were running past and gave Dukes a bit of a pump up and, basically called us the Wizard Cup champions. But our run-throughs along the boundary were much more fast, much more furious than Essendon's.
There you go.
Yeah, so just doing the extras well, it seems, and it seems like we've been doing that all pre-season.
I think that was the same after the Sandy game. Mate Dean from the Mornington Peninsula watched that, and I think a lot of the Saints or Sandy boys did run-throughs after that game.
Yeah.
But the Essendon mob didn't come out.
There you go.
Just our boys were out
Yeah.
doing more.
They left.
So that's a really good sign for us.
Yeah. And now it was interesting conditions on the day. There was a heavy wind
Yeah.
to one side of the ground, to the club room side.
Yep.
And you could almost say to Essendon, look, the conditions make it hard to build a game style around that and really practice it well, because you're probably not going to get those conditions at the
Windy Hill.
AFL grounds that we've got,
Yeah.
especially at Marvel. But regardless, it showed that the team that was willing to run with the ball and hit targets more and not get sucked into kicking long with the wind was the team that was winning the quarters and winning the contests. So I think that we switched onto that much quicker. So it showed like that we got into the second quarter kicking with the wind, and Essendon was having a bit of a fight then. But then we pulled it right back and went, oh, well, you should have kicked 6 goals in the first quarter with that wind.
Yeah.
Why didn't you? You were going long. Let's, stick to our processes of running it off half back and getting the ball out of there and hitting targets rather than trying to kick it as far as possible with the wind. Because Joshy Battle had a field day.
Oh, yeah.
The first half was... Someone said today that he could be a smoky... On Twitter said he could be a smoky for All-Australian. I'm like...
They beat me to it.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I can't believe... Like, he's always been just that bracket below, but I reckon all the other good backmen around him now, the fact that we've got such a complete backline makes him even better.
Well, I was going to ask you boys what your wild prediction for the season was.
Yeah.
And that was my one.
Yeah.
That was Josh Battle, All-Australian. But I reckon we'll get to that at the end of the episode, so I think yours up. But
I think there is a junk mail that asks.
Oh, there we go.
Very similar.
Oh, it's good to start thinking about it now then.
Yeah, exactly.
Do some homework on the go.
Yep.
So, Josh Battle, one of the regular customers. The other boys, I think that Dougal Howard showed a lot more poise than he has.
Yeah, his kicking was definitely improved, I thought.
Yeah.
And his positioning, like, just we were, for most of last year and on the weekends, we were humming in that back line. It just looks so composed and lots of really good chat. Another good thing about sort of, going to those suburban grounds, being close to the action, you hear the boys.
Yeah.
Stocker didn't shut up, Dukes didn't shut up, like Wilkie, like actually all of them.
Yeah.
The only one who probably didn't chat was probably Nasiah.
Yeah.
Or as
expected.
As usual.
Because he's just
does his
just
thing.
give me the ball.
Yeah.
And but yeah, really cohesive unit. And even when Essendon did get good looks into the back line, into the forward line, we just ate it up.
Yeah, even that one where
they gave away so many frees as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And given Essendon didn't have
they didn't have
decent
Peter
forward
Wright.
line, they didn't have Peter
which would've
Wright.
helped.
Their forward line built on Peter Wright,
Yeah.
and they didn't have Sam Draper and all of that. But if they're not going to have those players during the year, then they're in trouble. And we are the stingiest defence in the AFL. So it shows you if your forwards aren't willing to work, we'll
eat you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the forward half, like down the other end, it was good to kick over 100 points. Obviously, it's a pracky game, but I think that was the one thing for me, at least, going to the game was I knew the backline was going to be good. I trusted enough now that it's not a once-off. I'm like, we'll keep them at bay. But it's like this time last year, it would have been 40-70, the score.
Yeah.
It was 40-106. We piled it on late.
Yeah.
And we had Kingy. I think Kingy, Sharman, Membry could be that three-pronged attack. To be honest, I think that's the best trio we can have moving forward. They just have something different.
Yeah.
And they kicked, 10 goals between them.
Correct, yeah.
It's excellent.
Yeah, yeah. And, I've always been hot on Sharman.
Yeah.
I think that he has really got the makings to be a fantastic third forward, and, he can really expose sides that don't have a deep defence.
He's so smart.
From what I've seen, he'd be top 5 pre-season, not best on ground, but like just over the summer.
Yeah.
I think every time I've gone down there, he's been very impressive. Yeah, the intra-clubs and things like that, just from what I've seen. He's definitely in the top bracket of people who have improved, I think.
Well, that's what I said to you boys when he first came into the club, that his leading patterns are so bloody good.
Yeah, he's clever.
And then there was that play with, and we'll get into these players, but Henry Hill and Wangane Malira, running in a
dangerous as that.
The flying V.
Yeah, down the wing. And Sharman led straight up at Henry, noticed that Henry had about 10 metres more space in front of him, put his opponent off balance and led backwards.
Yeah.
Even against the wind, he was like, I've got 20 metres of space there. Henry hit him on the chest. Like, it was just, it was a lovely bit of play, and it just showed that he's so switched onto it, and they're the leading patterns that we haven't seen since the likes of Rewalt. That's just that.
It's because, when he came in, he wasn't the biggest guy, so even I know very well, like, you don't want to get caught in a contest too many times, so it forces you to be smart with your positioning, and that's what he's very good at.
Yeah.
But he's put on size now, so he's got that added layer where I think he can probably stand and deliver in a contest more times than not.
Yeah.
But he's still going to have that leading
lead
pattern. So he's got both now.
Yeah.
So it makes him more dangerous.
And the other good thing as well is he learnt last year to come in from the side, because he's got an amazing lead.
That's a Membry thing, isn't it? Is that a Membry thing? Who else did that?
It's more of a...
I swear there was someone else.
More of a Jeremy Howe kind of thing. That's how the players that aren't traditionally
King
the
did
big
that early
blokes.
days.
Correct, he did it early days. But if you come across from the side of the pack, you're not going to get taken out in the pack, and you're also going to get best positioning if you've got a good leap. So
Wilkie does it well.
Wilkie does it. He does
a third man up over the top, just plucks it out the back. It's so
he gets the knee up on the hip. Yeah. That's a great technique to keep your other player down, is just put your knee on the hip so they can't jump. But Wilkie, again, fantastic.
Yep.
Like, he's just such a lock-in defender, week in, week out, lockdown defender. Who else was in our defence? I feel like across the defenders and across the board, there weren't any standout statistics.
No.
Everyone got ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone got their hands on the ball, and everyone was making decisions with the ball and making some pretty good decisions. So that's what I like to see. And if they didn't come off, they worked their asses off to help out. I saw that a lot from Stocker as well. Just his second efforts, his shepherding, his tackling efforts, they were great. Brad Hill.
Yeah, Hilly was good.
Running back and deciding to play out the back of the pack with the wind. Like, the amount of ball he got back there, and he was doing some brave things as well. Like, he was flying in from the side and taking intercept marks, and he just knew that...
He was my number one for the pre-season, who I've been most impressed with getting down there.
And do you reckon that's a Ross Lyon thing?
Oh, certainly no coincidence.
Nah, he's enjoying his footy. And when I was there a week or two ago, he finished training early, and I could overhear him yell out to some of the boys, like, I'm done. I hit 13 Ks before everyone else. He had clocked his quota. He had done what he needed to do, and everyone else was still doing run-throughs to get to their, 13 or 14, whatever Ks they needed to get. And he'd already done it well before them. And I'm like, this guy works his ass off.
He's wild.
Yeah. Like, we're going to see the best of him this year.
Yeah.
Because of the support he's got now.
Yes.
He's not the one guy.
Yes, correct. Yeah, he's got people coming through. Got Wanganeen Malira, who was just sublime.
Sublime, yeah.
And Liam Henry, what have you made of him?
Let's move into I was going to say, let's talk about the old customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
First,
Yep.
so Jack Steele.
9
Geez, did
clearances.
he show some leadership?
Most clearances on the ground, which was a good sign.
Good sign. Had his 25 touches, but his instruction and his provision for other players to free them up, I thought that was the best I've seen him lead a group. And getting that vision of him during the week on the mic, like mic'd up at training, and hearing what he's doing now, it's like, you've really taken a step up in your leadership.
He's
like,
definitely growing in the role, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think he's grown.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're going to see Captain Jack this year, and he's really going to lead the team out and lead by example.
And physically, he just looked like he was moving well. He looks healthy. He looks ready
Everyone
for a
looks bright
massive.
and bubbly, don't they?
They do.
Yeah. There's no one there that you're like, oh, he looks underdone. Everyone's above that. You know,
Like Membry looks in career best shape.
It's good to see Skunk out there again.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it.
it.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good to have him back because that's the thing. He's such a good character and he's such a good leader and an amazing bloody footballer. I've always had big tickets on Membry, so good to have him back.
And the king, he was moving. He was moving the best I've seen him.
Yeah,
easily. He was just up and down, and he was everywhere.
Yeah, that's where you don't get hurt when you're a big player. Is that you're trying to avoid those pack situations. You want to get the ball as clean as possible. And that's why Rui was able to play 330 games, was because he wasn't taking a heap of contested marks. He was getting away from everyone.
Yeah, he was on the move.
He was on the move
Gassing
constantly.
him.
Yeah, so
that goal at the end.
Yeah, so you reckon
the snap?
Oh my god,
that was so
I was
good.
right next to that. I was like,
That
"You're
was stupid.
joking." I
That
can't
was
believe that went in.
Yeah, it also gives you an idea of how strong the wind was.
True.
But the trees weren't really moving though. Like when you
Nah.
watch, everyone's commenting like the wind, and then there was one guy who's like, "Watch the trees," and I watched them like they didn't move. I'm like, really? Was the wind that strong at that exact moment?
And
He really flushed it. Like I heard it off his boot. He really flushed it.
And even the other long range goal that he got,
Oh,
that was a
man.
pass.
It was, yeah.
That was a pass. That one really,
Yeah, I think the wind definitely caught that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got frequent flyers for that
But
one.
no, he looked good.
Definitely.
The whole forward line functioned well. Higo kicked his 3, and I thought his pressure was up. You didn't really notice him.
Yep.
That's what you want from your smalls.
Yeah.
You know,
you want him to
he
snake
bobs
around.
up with his 2 or 3. He's not the star forward.
Yeah.
He's done his job.
But you're right. His pressure looked really
He chased
good.
a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the new faces in the
Yes,
Saints
that's what we
colours.
want.
And we'll start with pressure and the forward line and everything. And I feel like he's a pure boy, but Wilson.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, straight off the bat.
He's
didn't look
played
out at
200 games, has he? He looked like it.
both sides of his feet.
Yeah.
Took some great marks.
Great marks, on the move constantly. Like, he's so fit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like, we've picked wisely, like we've picked for our...
for what we're building.
Yeah, what we're
know
building. Yeah.
The players we pick are for our game plan already.
Yes.
We're not having to pick a player that plays a certain way and then try and mould them over the space of 12 months.
Yeah.
They come in and we know already, you're slotting there, you go there.
Yeah.
We just know.
Yeah, he kind of looks like he will be that sort of...
I still think
he could be anything, but that Dan Butler sort of high pace, high fitness, high pressure, kicks goals.
this is a big call, but he reminds me of a very young Danger. A very young Danger. With the way that he runs, with the way that he carries the footy.
Size.
Danger didn't have it first off.
Oh, he
Think
still
of
had the
literally
shoulders.
first year Danger.
Yeah, and
I think he's
don't get
got
me
the
wrong,
style.
Darcy Wilson he'll put on size, but
I don't see him as a Butler. He's bigger than a Butler.
I see him as like no offense,
I think he'll be in the
a sexy
midfield.
Farron Ray. I reckon a smooth Farron Ray, like
sexy Farron, right?
and Farron Ray was a jet,
Yeah.
early draft pick,
Yeah.
and
He'll be very happy
but-
hearing that.
Yeah.
But he just in the way that he moves, they move very similar. I think.
okay. Yeah.
Because Farron was an excellent two-way runner.
He's a great mark for his height.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the early sort of like Ross role players,
Yeah.
and just found his niche, and
I reckon Wilson could be a gun.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
well, I was going to
We'll
say
see.
we've all got different opinions on him. It'll be interesting to see what he flourishes into, and hopefully it's
Well,
his
they're all
own
good
player.
answers, really.
Yeah,
If they're-
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
They're all
It
good
doesn't really
players.
matter. He's going to be
Yeah.
a great player for us anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky to have
And
him.
just another footy head that we've brought through the door. All of them are just footy nuffs. Like,
Yeah.
as they say, like, Filippo's got his pajamas at Moorabbin.
Yeah.
And
Same
they
by
just...
Same.
and Windy and Machida, we all know. But they're just the next batch of youngsters, like Garcia
Yeah,
as well.
Garcia, I
Yeah.
think he's quietly like that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
He's a ripper goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved it too.
Yeah.
Did you see his celebration?
Yeah. Absolutely loved it.
And yeah, that's what you want to see. And yeah, kids that love their footy, worked hard to get where they've got, and want to work hard to get where they want.
Yeah.
I think we've brought in over the space of a few seasons, we've just completely turned our,
Good
I guess,
characters.
culture.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely a
suppose.
cultural move. Yeah.
And a lot of them, barring injury, are close to best 22. You know, a lot of them will play round one. These
Yeah.
youngsters you
Yes,
just mentioned.
yeah.
Owens,
I think
Owens
Dills-
Filippo,
I think
Wilson will.
Yeah.
I think Liam Henry, obviously.
I was gonna say,
we
let's
didn't
talk about
draft,
the
Yeah,
we
let's
brought him
let's
in.
talk about Henry.
I thought he was really nice. I thought his roving off the pack was excellent. He was very
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
Oh, bloke's got
Um,
skill.
And yeah, when he had the time and the space, he hit the target and hit it really well. So
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
he did
that's
this
it.
little kick on a 45-degree angle where he was running up on the half back line and did a... Was it him or Wilson? I can't even remember, but did a little... Saw Membry out the corner of their eye, very instant, and just laid it on the side of the boot and got it out there to the open space. And I was like, these boys are making such smart decisions because the corridor was there, but the corridor was empty.
Yeah.
There was no one there. So he was like, all right, where to next? Like, looking forward, and then darts the ice just slightly, sees the player, hits him on the chest. The skill's just incredible. So I think Henry's going to bring that, but...
I just love the line breaking sort of focus, especially from the back half. That would, Henry, Hill, Nasai, even and Darcy just taking the game on. Even like you saw it a few times, like off the mark. That's sell a bit of candy and then but get an extra 10 meters on the run.
Yeah.
Like we saw that a fair bit, and just it's pretty clear what our intent is.
Yeah.
And we've got the tools.
I think Nathan Buckley, he
Yeah, I
a lot
liked
of
his
superlatives
chat.
for us today, but the one thing that stood out to me was he talked about he thinks that Rossline has more weapons now than in any side that he's ever coached, which is an enormous
I
call.
thought that was a big
But
call.
Do you know what? I'm going to back him on one
Yeah.
part of it. I think the back line that he has now is way more dangerous than 09-10. Player for player, more dangerous.
Okay.
So it's hard to think of 09 and 10 and go, well, obviously that era was very good and we made grand finals. But in terms of Naz, Sinks, will play there occasionally.
True,
Bonner. Who else am I missing? Wilkie,
Yeah.
Webster with his ball use, Stocker. I think player for player,
Yeah, we don't
that
have...
is more attacking than that
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. But the rest, no.
Yeah. You mentioned him, Bonner.
Yeah.
So arguably
Most disposals on the ground.
best on ground.
Yeah, best kicking efficiency. Just plugged in.
Jeez.
Like he's been there for a while.
You drop one of the ends, and that's what he was given to quite a few people down at RSCA. Just that absolute ball use. Like,
Yeah.
and
was
we got it
lovely.
for nothing.
Yeah.
For nothing.
And we also...
We
it's
love the
nice to have
bargains.
It's nice to have a silky left footer.
Yeah.
Like
Like-
he's just hitting the simple ones, but then he's doing those, the angle 45
Yeah.
degree corner of his eye ones.
And that it
yeah.
could really take that sort of... It seems to be one of the more, common arguments, for want of a better term. Where's Sink's best at? If we can get him in the midfield and just have
And
someone who's
Bonner
able to do, what he
Yeah.
did,
Yeah.
mate,
That's
that's an absolute luxury.
Is Bonner going to fill the shoes of what Jack Billings could never fill?
Bonner,
Do you think?
Nah,
I think
he's-
it's more. I think it's more kind of like what Sinks does because he was very composed in terms of he gets that, and that's Sinks' biggest asset is that he gets the ball and he just goes and he knows what he wants to do with
Yeah.
it and then just gets it done.
Yeah.
But I think Bonham played a bit similar to that. Obviously, it's early days, but he does have form at Port. what was it in the prelim a few years back? He got 30 touches and just dominated.
Yeah.
And they do some weird and wonderful things down at Alberton with their list management. So I think if we're the perfect team for him to come into with the, Corey Enright, Ross and all of that, and just giving him a role, I think he's one that, because we're still one mid short.
Yeah.
And if Sinclair can become, if we don't need him in the back line,
he's a mid.
He's a mid, yeah.
And then the mid.
The one thing that Sinks also has as well, which will be interesting to see Riley Bonner when he comes up against the high pressure opposition, is tackle breaking. Because he's a slippery unit, is Sinclair. So
yeah, true.
Yeah. I think that's what we'll find with a lot of these new players, is that once we come up against a really competitive opposition like a Geelong in round one,
first 2 weeks couldn't get any more competitive.
And then Collingwood, it'll start to, I don't want to say expose, but it will. It will expose where they need to work to fit into our game plan, which is a great thing. That's fantastic. Work it out earlier in the season.
You need an audit, as Rossi would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to gauge off Essendon and North, but I mean, we'll take stuff away from that anyway. I'm sure we did. Even Essendon, we won well, but Ross would have seen many things there that we'd work on the track.
Yeah,
for
sure. And like I was saying, like the when the opposition isn't playing at their best, it's easy to get sucked into that kind of standard, and we really just stuck to what we wanted to do and get out of the afternoon.
And I mean, midfield-wise, they got a bit too easy out of the middle at times. We still got the same amount of clearances, but it's quality of clearance. And that was
then of course they took Merritt off.
They took Merritt off. We didn't have Brad Crouch, Hunter Clark, Paddy Dow that would have gone through there. We didn't have them. Sinks would have gone through there most likely. So we had four
and
very
Windy
good... And Windy, 5 very good play. That's crazy that we didn't have 5 very good rotations through the midfield in that
starting
game.
22,
How exciting is that?
Yeah, it's great.
That's depth now. We're building some really good depth.
Yeah, and also I didn't see Machito go through the middle.
No, Machito didn't. He only had the 7 touches. Filippo did.
Yeah, but Machito's one of those blokes that's 7 touches and it's damaging.
Yeah.
7 touches.
The amount of just the contests and just getting involved where it's not necessarily
goal.
Yeah, that was so good. Yeah, that was good. Just crashing packs and could have kicked another goal, but that was a pretty big shank, that one. Because it was such a nice mark too. It was running and it was almost like he caught it with his fingertips.
Yeah. He did that. He nearly burst the ball.
Yeah, he was just tickling the footy really aggressively.
Crazy.
It was a great hit out though.
Yeah, and you said Filippo went through the midfield a lot. That's where I'm really interested to see. I think that he really struggles with the pace of the midfield currently. We saw him there last year. I'll be interested to see how much improvement he can make throughout the year. But what he's got to realise in the midfield is that it is a one grab, one opportunity midfield in the AFL. There is no following up your fumble. If you fumble it, it's gone. And that's what I've seen from him. I've seen a fumble and it gets out of hand and he'll let someone go. He won't tackle them. And it's like, no, if you fumble, someone's going to grab it before you. So you need to work on your cleaner hands. Steely's got him. Crouchy's got him. Sinks has got him. One grab, one touch, and make you've really got to analyse what you're doing on the spot very, very quickly. What I like to see is we did a lot of spread from the midfield, which is where Melbourne have been so dominant over the past few years and where they won a premiership, was that they just, they let one person win the ball and someone sneak off out the back and hand it out. I saw that happening a lot, and I thought after halftime especially, that was really tasty.
Yeah, there's so much unrewarded running, backing up your teammates. Going on. Like that was what I found most impressive at the game.
But that's the thing, the unrewarded running, the reward is that you win by 66 points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there is, there is no such thing as unrewarded running, I think, in AFL. It all shows up at the end. So
yeah, and if it's unrewarded, it's maybe just the supporters not noticing it, but 100% all the coaches after the game, excellent game. Burnsy,
do you reckon it's going to turn into rewarded running? I reckon they're just going to change the stigma of that.
The stigma of it, I
reckon that'll be the new...
We should.
It's the rewarded running.
Yeah.
We stand for rewarded running.
And when we lose, that's when it's unrewarded running.
Or we downhill skiing. That's
downhill skiing, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. speaking of unrewarded and rewarded, I reckon it's time for a bit of Joyce's choice moment of the match.
Ooh, here we go.
Joycey's choice moment of the match. Joycey's choice moment of the match.
Very early on, kicking against the breeze. Strong breeze as well. And when I saw it, I was like, geez, that's a 5-goal breeze. Rolls off the tongue nicely. But Timmy Membry getting the first goal on the board is my Joyce's choice moment of the match. And I'm sure it's a lot of people's choice moment of the match as well. Of course, brought to you by Mornington Peninsula Brewery.
Boys,
And we are
enjoying
currently
that?
sipping on a Mornington Peninsula draft. Dane came in, our rep from Mornington, and he dropped these off with a nice little array of goodies. So we've got a couple of T-shirts that we'll be donning very soon. And maybe get one on after the break. But, thank you to Dean. But always drink responsibly. I'm only having one today. So
Yeah, just the one, but it's a lovely one. Yeah, just sitting on this one. It's beautiful.
Good session beer. So, we've got quite a few that we'll get throughout the season. We got some darker beers. We've got some pale ales and the whole lot. So you'll see us having a different taste every week.
And maybe some lucky tipsters.
Yeah, absolutely. There'll be some prizes for sure.
Yeah,
So make sure you
spot
sign
on.
up.
So there we go. Timmy Membry moment of the match. Moving forward, boys.
Yeah.
We've got some new developments this season.
As we always do.
As we always do, something new coming to the table every year. Let me just turn this down so Jakey's junk mail doesn't blast.
Love when they just randomly.
Doing some more work with Mosh
Yes.
throughout
It's
the
gonna be
year.
very exciting.
Yep. So hence that's going to bring on a new segment. And we're going to be
Oh.
working out the kinks of this segment. But Jakey, tell us about it.
Yeah, well, thanks to Mosh, we're going to have a segment called Back to Your Best. So we're going to be talking about a player that maybe stood out to us. On the weekend, it's a bit harder because we didn't have the game before. But a player that maybe we didn't expect to play that way, or maybe they performed outside of their skill set or exceeded expectations. And with Mosh, obviously, we know their products. Joycey, you know them very well, so you can give them a big testimonial.
Yep.
Obviously, your hair's looking very pristine, as he always does. Saina's take a good look on the camera.
It's looking nice. It's a good
Cue
mop.
the zoom as I edit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go through a player that we think is back to their best, and we'll give him a plug afterwards.
Yeah.
I reckon it ties in well with Joyce's choice moment because I think Membry, that was really...
He doubled down.
Doubled down. I thought he,
That's the
like
moment,
I said...
but this is more player.
Yeah.
So
No,
we're gonna-
as in, I'm just talking
Reckon
about
he's back to
Membry.
his best?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, he looks in
Energised.
superb nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just off the back of one match sim. It's just the entire preseason.
Yeah.
You heard
Good
Paddy.
call.
You heard Paddy Dow having a chat. He was on SEN during the match sim game, and he spoke about Membry as being one of the players that he was, quite impressed or blown away by, since getting to the club, and just the way that he's worked in the off season. And
So he's your pick?
he's my pick.
Back to his best?
For now.
Yours? I know
For me-
mine.
Yeah, for me, it's Riley Bonner.
Same,
yeah.
actually. Because
Yeah.
he's been delisted, and he's come in and he's going to be a starter in a finals team.
Yeah.
You can't get much better than that.
How good.
Especially when
Yeah.
it's from Port.
Yeah.
How's his hair, by the way? I didn't take a good look at it.
I think
He's a bit of a buzz cut boy.
He's just a buzz cut boy.
Yeah. Yeah, got the mustache and buzz combo. Bit like Marshy.
Yeah, he's a bit like my do. But he kind of plays like he reminds me a bit of a Leanit.
You reckon?
Jared
Jared Lean.
Leanit.
I loved Leanit.
I loved him
I
too.
thought he was
He's a great
great.
kick.
Beautiful kick, good composure. Just couldn't quite crack into the team. But I don't
Yeah.
know.
So
I
we're not-
reckon he's Leanit Mark too.
Okay, well then I guess we won't need to tell Riley Bonner to check out the Mosh website and enter the discount
Because
code.
Leanit could have.
Yeah,
Leanit definitely.
yeah.
But they are doing a code as well, Sainers. So Saints TV 50 on the Mosh website. So you'll get 50% off your first treatment, which is excellent.
That's awesome.
$50 off. So
Yeah.
not
sign
bad.
that up.
Yeah.
What
Wish
did
I
they
had
do?
that at the start.
Yeah. Do you want to talk through yours a little bit?
Yeah,
Like, just
yeah.
give us
So
a quick
I'm
brief?
on I got pretty unhealthy at one stage of my life and started going through a bit of hair loss, and then decided to get back on top of it. And I feel like the more we talk about it, the more it's normalised, and it's funny. I'll bring it up around the old blokes and they'll have a bit of a laugh and they'll be sitting there with a full head of hair. And I said, yeah, nice for you. But it's, you got to think of it. It's not prosthetic. It's not hair plugs. It's not.
It's just a supplement.
It's a supplement. So it's called finasteride and minoxidil, and they've found they are the two chemicals that you start to run out of. Men start to run out of it as they get older, and it's just part of genetics. It's part of your gene pool. So for people, some people it's more, some people it's less. And
your hair is looking pretty sexy.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, what I've noticed from using it is that, it's really come back nicely. I've got some baby hairs developing in the spots where it was receding.
Yeah.
And it's come back nice and thick. And so I'm on a pretty basic treatment, which is 2 milligrams to 1 milligram of finasteride and minoxidil. So I'm on a every 3 months I get sent out the prescription and it all arrives to my door. It's fantastic, and you just pop one every morning. I have one with my hay fever tablet and off I go.
Yeah, good.
Excellent. And it's like
brilliant.
Doctors they help you out with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so they keep
it's all
track of you.
online
You
as
have
well.
your before and after, which I'll have to try and source my before pics.
can't
But
wait for that.
I'm sure you'll be able to spot them on the Saints TV website. When I had a bit of blonde in my hair, it was
Saints TV Plus, yeah.
Saints TV Plus, yeah, that's it. You get the unedited images of my hair. So no, I'll say it's worked great for me. So,
It's awesome to be on board, and we'll be doing a lot more with them throughout the year. So another member of the Saints TV family. So thanks for jumping on board, Mosh.
Yeah, good on you, Mosh. And without further ado, I reckon we take a little bit of a break and head into some Jakey's Junk Mail.
Ow!
Jakey's Junk Mail. Jakey's Junk Mail.
Ow!
Jakey's Junk Mail. Jakey's Junk Mail.
He's pumped.
Just like the first sip of coffee in the morning, isn't it, boys?
First
That's
sip of
refreshing.
Inglewood coffee, yeah.
Inglewood
it's
coffee.
beautiful.
Invigorating.
You can condone
stuff.
that. I can't. I work for the opposition, so
Don't say that, mate.
up the yellow.
That's a bad timing, but anyway.
I just said yellow. I didn't say any names.
True.
Yeah.
Are we in?
We're in. We're rocking.
Jeez, that was a great intro.
It's lovely.
This one's from Sammy. Welcome back, Godfather and Disciples.
Hey.
Who had the best off-season between you three? I don't know. We all had...
It sounds like
I mean,
Marshy.
I don't think I
Marshy
had
and
an
his sewing.
off-season.
I reckon,
I'll learn a new skill.
Yeah,
I'll
he
vote
learned
Marshy.
he's got some new tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, I'll vote that. I
Yeah.
didn't really have an off-season, and you worked.
I didn't have an off-season. I had an
so,
on-season. Yeah.
we'll go Marshy.
Footy is my off-season.
This one's from Ambling Wombat. G'day from the Pacific Northwest, boys.
Pacific
Wondering-
Northwest.
Where the
That's
wombats flourish.
That's exotic. Where's that?
Click your...
No, we need to have our bits.
Let me
but-
finish the damn question. Wondering
Wow.
what you reckon... Yeah, exactly. Wondering what you reckon Liam Henry's best position is. Now you can speak.
Oh.
Yes, thank you.
I
West.
reckon.
I'm still stuck on
The Pacific Northwest.
the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Yeah. Is he like being funny, like
No,
that's sort of like
is he
near
in
the
Bali?
creek, like the Maribyrnong Creek, like
Pacific Northwest.
Isn't that a... I have
That's
no idea.
Bali, isn't it?
yeah, it could be like
I have no idea.
Nah,
But
that's-
if-
Papua,
That's Canada.
Canada,
there you go.
Yeah,
Pacific Northwest. There you
Well,
go.
if he's from Canada, yeah. Sorry, we didn't pick up on that.
So yeah, there you go.
No wombats in Canada last time I checked, but
Yeah, I think he wing. All right,
Yeah.
wing half forward, high half forward.
yeah,
because
spot on. Yeah,
well, just even a half forward because.
Because Hill will have one wing and Mason Wood
Yeah.
will have the other.
And it's all relative these days in terms of like position. It's just if you're just your role is just running up and down the ground,
Yeah, it'll just
you can
rotate.
be
Yeah.
yeah
yeah. I'd
forward
love to
pocket
see,
and
see
do
him
that.
kick one or two a game.
Yeah.
off a half forward in the wing. That'd
He
be
was
great.
good for that on the weekend.
Yeah,
Get
correct.
back
He's
support.
fast and he's electric. Imagine him running into bloody open goal and yum.
Yeah, I'm agree with that. This is from Jake Joseph. Thoughts on Garcia starting as a pressure forward in round one if Butler isn't fit? It depends on this weekend, I guess, but he didn't do himself any harm on the weekend.
I reckon Ronnie would probably get the nod.
Yeah?
It looks like
Yeah.
they've been playing him as a sort of a pressure forward. So
Yeah. He's a bit of
That's
a
a good call.
McWalter.
I love Ronnie.
Yeah.
Like, I want to fit him in somewhere, and the wings are starting to get very busy.
Yeah, his
Very busy.
skill set reminds me so much of McWalter back in the day. High pressure forward.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
kick.
Takes the
good
best
drop
running
run.
defender, and then also able to hit a target.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that too. I think it could be good to have him down there with that speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We've never really seen him kick more than one goal in a game. I'd love to see him play predominantly forward and see what he can do.
yeah.
This one's from Maddie. What is one thing you're most excited to see this season? One thing you're most excited to see.
Oh God.
What is it? Let's see.
Oh, I try and look. Kingy's going to be great to watch, and
King to kick over his 6 because he only ever kicked 6. That's his career high.
I don't care if he
He's got
kicks
a
5 a game
genuine
and kicks
bag.
over 50 goals. That's what I want
Yeah.
from Kingy. Yeah,
Yeah,
I want the 50 plus.
when you asked that, my mind just went to
year.
Kingy and what he can do.
Yeah.
And for him to for us to get like an unlocked season of Kingy.
Yeah,
I think mine would probably be seeing Mateus like proper dominate at least just one game. Like
Yeah.
like really grab a game, even if it's against a lower ranked team. Kick 4, have 25. Like he's got that. We saw even Jack Billings. Not that I'm comparing the two, but even against the Doggies that time, he kicked 4 or whatever and had 20. He kicked 5 once against Carlton. He had some of those big numbers.
Yeah, true.
I really think this year he's got that.
Yeah.
In his locker
and I'd
that
love
he
to
could
see
do.
him clunk the ones that he only just
He
let
gets so
go of.
close.
Oh,
Yeah.
he gets so close every time. Yeah,
Yeah.
For sure.
very exciting prospects in our team. Yeah,
So many. Stay Lucky's asking how much you paying David King.
yeah,
know
he's
he's loving it.
really
He's not the only
he's
one.
been grovelling. He
Yeah,
has been
it's-
grovelling to the Saints. So
I still love
it's
the
strange.
exchange with Kane Corns when Kane was saying
10
that north of
Philippos.
10 Philippos, and he's just like he just wanted to say you're an idiot.
yeah, and his fourth example of King's name them.
Yeah.
And he's like Combin and King's like mate, you have lost it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what I love behind Kingy is that he was really hard on us, right? But if you think about when he was really, really hard on us, it's when we were performing like crap and our off-field antics were crap, and it was under Richardson, and it was, when we were flopping with.
And I
under
think
Ratton
I think it
and-
was just the call of they're not going to win a game for the year. That
was
was just
outrageous.
outlandish. And then when someone comes out with such an outlandish statement, it's never happened before,
Yeah.
at least in from what I can understand.
Yeah.
No team has gone without
Even the
having won a
Melbourne
game.
when they were going through that
Yeah, they still
Yeah.
haven't
worst
been-
period in
yeah.
their history.
So
they
you're
still
just
won 3 or 4
like,
games.
how are we expected to take anything you say
Yeah.
seriously?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of that bias.
Yeah.
But if he wants to pump us up, then
And
great.
he's going to training. He's there quite a bit. He's doing
Yeah.
that with all the clubs, and he still comes out with the Saints look bloody good. So he's
Yeah.
doing his research. He's not just sitting behind a mic and saying
Yeah,
whatever he wants.
maybe he's
actually-
had a bit of an epiphany
He's
as
putting in
well
all-
in his
Yeah.
journalism. So
And
yeah.
now Buckley's come on board with him.
Yeah.
Jared Waitley today.
Mate, it was all Saints
always-
footy today.
It's funny. I feel like a hypocrite because I'm like, why aren't you pumping us up? And then they pump us up. I'm like, I feel a bit uneasy about this.
It doesn't feel good, does it?
just
Yeah,
no,
we like
stop
to be-
talking.
Yeah,
I'd
right.
rather just nothing.
Yeah,
No
under
negative,
the
no
radar.
positive, just nothing.
Yeah.
This one's from Thomas. He's asking if any of us are going to the Gather Round.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
It's
am.
round 5, isn't it?
Yeah, the
I'm gonna
Sunday
have
at
to check my
Norwood.
schedule.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
That'll be
yeah,
fun.
a couple of good cafes along the Norwood Strip there
Yeah?
as well. Yeah.
Haven't been, so that'll
Yeah,
be.
no, it's a
that'll be
nice little area there. Good footy ground.
Yeah, no, that'll be a good time. I didn't go last year, so but we will still have the Bentley Social, obviously, and that'll be a party. So
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
down there as well when that
Yeah.
happens. Ollie's asking how many of our 2023 draft class debut this season. He thinks round 1 it'll be Wilson, but how many of the other draft picks could debut? I think Garcia.
Just this year.
Yeah. So Wilson, Garcia, I think can. I know that Ross has said Collard. I think Collard can play at least one
Yeah.
game, pending injuries and form for our other smalls. And then Ari, I think, we'll take our time with him.
Yeah.
Just because of the position as well.
Yeah,
He's playing
yeah.
back half, and our back line's good, and that's a very hard position to come into anyway.
I can see Matt Allison getting the
Think Matty
game.
Allison finally?
I think so this year. I reckon.
Yeah, he'll get his chance, and that'll be the make or break.
He needs one go, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like if it's a great run, and say we get towards the end of the season, and blokes just need a rest, or because we don't want to go out there in case injuries. But yeah, if there's an opportunity, I think he'll get a taste.
Yeah, because we got a few that are sitting around waiting for their opportunity.
Like Van
as well.
Ness and Houghton.
Van Ness, yeah,
Yeah,
Houghton.
correct. So it'll be interesting to see if they're going to get a sniff first, or if the new draft class over the past couple
Hasty
of years.
looked good for Sandy.
Yeah, true. Hasty, Angus Hasty,
oh, yeah.
the
Yeah.
Giant Falcons boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's seems like one that perhaps not as physically developed as a Darcy
he's-
or Garcia,
Yeah, his
but
footy skills are very clean.
very clean.
Yeah.
So
But again, back half type player at the
Yeah.
moment, and that there's no free positions in that back.
So
six.
in a way, that's I know young all players, but especially young ones want to come in and play senior footy as quick as they can.
Yeah.
But it's also not a bad way to go to just be able to take it easy and just develop at Sandy.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
no pressure there to come in.
Well, that's it, but be a general down there. Like you see the young ones step up pretty quick.
And I think it's a
Yeah.
good thing when you go into a team and you're like, I know there's 6, 7, 8 players ahead of me. And it's not a bad thing because you're going to look up to them. You're going to try and match their work ethic. You want to grow with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then slowly go up the notches and go, I reckon I can start matching with those
Yeah,
boys.
get up the range.
So
That's
you
right.
take your time, and then I think that means more growth.
Yeah,
And
and it also-
you're never going to crack the shits when you've got like a Sinclair
You're
in
looking
front
up
of you.
to a
and
Wilkie, to a
things like-
Sinks. You're looking, and also Naz is only a year or two older than some of these boys. Hasty would be looking at Naz and going, mate, let's train.
Yeah,
let's work together. They
That
grow
is a
together.
really interesting point that we've got so many that have just come on straight away or doesn't take
Yeah.
too long
Yeah.
for them to be in the
Darcy
system. So
Wilson-
that's a good carrot.
Wilson would walk in and go, a year ago, Owens was in my position.
Yes.
And look where he is.
Yeah.
I
third in
can
the-
grow with him now.
Yeah.
They're almost Owens and Mateus and all these guys. They're leaders in their own group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
They're
also,
leaders of the youth. You know.
the nice thing is now is it's structured because
Yeah.
you've got role players. We haven't had role players for a long time. It's been
Yeah.
a long, long time since we've had the Ross Lyon role player
Ross's
sort of
role.
outfit there. So it's nice when you're a younger player to go, okay, well, I think my role could be similar to you, and you can pick the players. You know, it's like it's not my style of football is most like yours, so I'll be like you. What role can I play in the team? And that's much better than.
Rolls Ross.
Yeah.
Ross.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Rolls
Nah,
Ross.
it's terrible.
That's what I call my car, the Rolls Joyce. So, yeah.
rocks up. This
Or the
is
Maserati, either
the
one.
Maserati.
Yeah.
I like that. Jack's asking, can we fit Bonner, Jimmy, and Stocker in the same 22?
Oh,
I
that's
don't
like a-
think preseason I had that, but
Yeah.
then I saw the way Jimmy and Stocker kind of rotated. And then Bonner's his own position, to be honest. I don't think he's in that back pocket defensive group. He's
Yeah.
halfback,
No, yeah.
rebound, attacking. So he's
Yeah,
different.
he's more of a Gilbert role, isn't he?
I think
Yeah.
Bonner, Naz, and Sinks are almost in their category, and then Stocker and Webster are in another category.
Lockdown,
Lockdown,
yeah.
defensive.
Yeah.
And Stocker can kind of like roll a bit higher up the ground as well.
Yeah.
We saw him
He
do
can
that
get
a
into
bit.
the midfield a
Yeah.
bit more. Jimmy is the pure back pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're playing
yeah,
Charlie
he's locked
Cameron.
down.
Jimmy's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's locked down.
We'll go through a couple of more. This is from Justin. As a team, now that we've rectified speed, what do you think is the area we need to improve on most? For me, it's clearances, in which we ranked 15th last year. I think that's a great question.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
We've
definitely
improved
clears.
on speed.
Yeah.
So what? Ross would have his eye on something else. It's got to be clearance. It's got to be the midfield
Well, it's
still.
Yeah.
Midfield and scoring.
Yeah,
The first
it
bounce,
seems
yeah.
like we've focused heavily on the delivery into the forward line. That
Speed
was
delivery, yeah.
that was our well, yeah, but just being more efficient. Like I think we're up the top in terms of how much we got the ball in our forward line, but we'll last
Yeah.
for efficiency. So
Yeah.
I think that has to be an area we're focusing on. And yeah, bang, we got 106 points.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And lucky last, this one's from Paul. Any advice for international fans visiting Marvel for the first time for round 3? Any tips for the best match day experience would help. Coming over for my 50th with my family, and this is top of my list of things to do. Don't want to get it wrong, especially on an away game. So I think that's Essendon, round 3, Essendon at Marvel.
Yeah.
Any advice, Marshy? Best game day experience?
That's a away game for us.
That is
isn't
an
it?
away game,
Yeah.
and Bombers will turn up.
And that's Easter.
Yeah, true.
That's Easter.
So-
So I reckon.
I mean, it depends on tickets too. I guess if you booked, it's okay. If you got GA, you
Yeah,
might have to get in a bit early.
So for them, I reckon if they don't do it very often. Get the best seat in the house. Go like a level 2,
Yeah.
somewhere that you got a good view of the game. And it's an Essendon away game, or Essendon game. So, yeah, the atmosphere will be not very great.
Yeah.
But if we win, then you still.
But if we win,
you're
yeah,
still
yeah.
going to the platform.
Oh, yeah.
So
Platform
that's
28
a-
for celebrating.
So,
That's
so-
religion now.
yeah.
You do that.
That's right. So, I don't know. I'd probably
That's our
platform,
Saturday
get
night
there
mass.
early.
What about
Yeah.
pre-game? Like
Yeah,
dinner?
pre-game dinner, I'd say go to platform early.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
spot. Or if you like your Indian food, that's where we go. We go to the Indian joint.
Even next door to the platform. What is it? The Hoff downtown.
The Hoff,
Oh,
yeah.
the
Right, the
Hofbrau.
Hoff.
Yeah.
That's
Schnitzel.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, get some German food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So between platform, the Hoff, or the Indian joint,
Mm-hmm.
pending what you want,
Yeah.
go get a feed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then watch the Saints smash them, and then go to the platform, have a few, and then
That's it.
happy.
Celebrate. Go
Yeah,
get some
50th.
Easter eggs.
Yeah,
That's it.
go Easter egg hunting
Yeah.
the next day.
Yeah. On that note, that is the first Jake's Junk Mile of 2024. Thank you. Thank you to all the Sainers that sent that in. Yeah, love that segment. It's my favourite.
Wunderbar. Yeah,
It
it's
should be
good.
my favourite, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say it is yours.
My second
Yeah.
favourite.
I think colloquially it's the favourite. Boys, coming up against North on Sunday. Tell us the
Yeah.
details. I won't be able to
2
make it. I have a
p.m.
gig.
2:10 Sunday RCA. It's not a walk up like it was on
Gotta get your
Friday, so you've got to get
tickets.
$5 ticket. So get that on Ticketmaster. Get that sorted soon. We should see a very good crowd again. North have just beaten Collingwood, although it was the Collingwood VFL team. To be fair, a lot of Premiership stars didn't rock up, and then the players
Yep.
that did play didn't rock up either. So
Yeah.
they'll get a much sterner test against our boys.
Yeah.
And us them, because it's it's
we'll get a
always
test too.
good coming up against the like the teams that
Nothing to lose.
nothing to lose, but just want to improve and just win games of footy. And
I didn't realise, sorry to jump in, but the coaches.
Ross and Clarkson.
Oh, like it's just two of the top coaches of the last 15 years, really. Like
Yeah.
in terms of what they're, I mean, Clarko obviously, but
Mm.
they
Highly
live and
touted
breathe-
coaches,
Yeah, they
yeah.
think
Yeah.
about every minor
Yeah.
detail, don't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good
Definitely
game.
both have
Larky,
their
like
brands.
they'll have targets that Essendon didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'll have Larky. I don't know if Zohar played against Collingwood.
He
but
did, yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
And obviously they've got Sheasel, who absolutely dominated, had like 42 possessions on the weekend and did whatever he wanted.
Yeah, they got a whole bevy of just young
They've got a
guns.
good core there.
Yeah.
LDU,
Yeah.
Who Ross
who Ross loves.
loves, yeah.
There's going to be, I think we're going to see a much tougher, no disrespect to Essendon, but I think North will give us
They'll throw a bit
a
more.
good game.
Yeah.
They'll
North
they'll
will be
wanna
turning
show
up.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Absolutely, before round one. This
Yep.
is a dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they'll do.
What do we
definitely
want
be
to see,
taking
boys?
things.
Do you think we're going to see any, like, is Collard, do you reckon, is he going to mix it up, or is this going to be round one against Geelong? This
Round
is the
one
team
rehearsal.
that I'm picking. Like, barring injuries and who can return, I'm picking the strongest team, or is he just going to pick the same?
Oh,
It
it's a good
depends,
question.
yeah.
I have no idea what's going to
Like-
happen on Sunday.
The only
Well,
thing
if
I'd
there's-
like to
if
see is
there's-
Owens more in the middle.
Hmm.
Just give him a few more centre
Yeah.
bounces. We didn't give him any.
Yeah, true.
I'd love to see that.
Hmm.
That's about it.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think
Caminiti?
we kind of got our answer on the Essendon game where we're not trying to pull any cloak and daggers business. It's just like, okay, this is
That's
what
it.
we want to go
We're
for.
refining. Yeah.
You know, the competition's going to have the whole rest of the season to work us out, so there's no point just shadow boxing now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I reckon we're just going to go for it.
Yeah, you wouldn't bring anyone in from the Sandy game to give him a run, or
Depends. Like I think Battle, he's a bit sore. I
that's
read.
a good chance to play Ari then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
Not a bad
So,
call.
or Cordy is
Cordy,
he's
yeah.
been talked about. Yeah, a few options. Yeah, Lance Collard, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Give Higgins a spell. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. That poor bastard. Every time he marks it, he just gets cleaned up.
Yeah.
Every time.
Gets knocked on the head.
Gets
every
knocked on
time.
the head. So I'd like the umpires to look after him a bit better.
Yeah.
Because I reckon there was about maybe 3 instances that, he got taken high late, nothing,
Yeah.
in the back.
Yeah.
And he's not a player that plays for free kicks as well.
Nah, he's
No,
honest.
no, he's not.
He's honest.
He's
He
too
takes it.
honest.
He
Doesn't
is too
complain.
honest, yeah.
Doesn't go to the because you can't.
Yeah.
He needs to have a bit of a sook.
Yeah.
Or at
I
least
think
just bring
Steele-
it to the...
Talk to Steely and then half-time Steely go up to the arms and go, mate.
Yeah.
He goes copped a few. Like, come on, have a look.
Yeah.
They
But
do that.
what I loved from Max King last year was he started doing that.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
one of his biggest
yeah.
improvements.
Oh,
was
he,
he started
he,
complaining.
he went dobbing.
He went, absolutely. He went
Dobbing,
dobbing.
went falling. Yeah.
The falling over. I love it.
Yeah.
Don't touch me. Yeah, if you don't want to give away 50, don't touch me. Go away. I'm going to kick goals.
That was Jack Loney, wasn't it?
Oh, he was the best at it. He's the best I've ever seen. He was the best of it. Like, the tip rap was great. Milne was great, but he also used to give a few free kicks away.
Yeah.
Loney was so pure at just getting under the skin. Like, remember the Trent Cotchin punch?
He would always go to Koch.
Every time we played under his skin. Yeah, I'd love if I met Trent Cotchin just to ask him.
What did he say to you?
What
did Loney say to you?
What did he do?
It's like, how did it, like, Loney used to rub you up the wrong way. What was it? Because it was really fun.
Cochin was a bit of a sniper, but he never really would get in like fisticuffs like he did. Like he didn't react to other players like he did Loney.
He was a drive-by.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if Trent Cotchin copped it as well, he'd just get on with it. Yeah. So I can respect him from that point, but he was a sniper, but Jack Loney just knew how to get him every single time.
Yeah, it was a treat.
Yeah.
Nah, I think, if we're going unchanged, I'd be happy with that too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Spot on.
Stick with the winning formula.
Boys, I think that brings us to Marshy's minute.
Good little dummy there. You did the old dummy.
Yeah, here we go. A bit of a cheeky sting, maybe.
Where's the sting, baby?
In a minute.
Moshy's minute. Moshy's minute. Moshy's minute. Moshy's minute.
Oh, it's crunchy. You asked, what do I want to see this Sunday at Moorabbin? And what we didn't quite see or could have got better on the weekend was St Kilda, we've lost something. We have lost the ability to party.
Oh, no.
Saints footy, as it currently stands, could not throw a party at the Gold Coast during Schoolies Week at the minute because...
that's dire.
It's dire. Because, all right, we've got everyone down there at Moorabbin, a game that starts at 2, so it finishes up closer to, 4:30 or thereabouts, so when people can get down. But you've already got like 5,000 people there, and you've got Sandy and a whole bunch of Saints players still out there. Perfect opportunity, maybe some tunes, maybe a barbecue, keep a couple of beer thingos going. Just have something to keep the punters there. Make some money for the club rather than, all right, they didn't even try and keep people in for the Sandy game. Like, jump. And we did it. You did a good little session after one of the AFLW games, and that was really well received. And even then, there was some logistics in just getting that up straight after the game. Yeah. So the Saints need to do better in just, keep the party going. Yeah. Because there was no communication from the Moorabbin social to outside. They were saying that you couldn't take drinks back out to when you're watching the Sandy, but some were saying you could. So then people were, it's just too hard. Mm. So, it's just... Things like that, we could do a little bit better.
Yeah. And imagine if it was, a few players are going to stick around, take photos with the kids, do an interview, and
turn some snags because all the food trucks are gone, and I know they want people to go in and get a feed from the Moorabbin social. That's fine, but it's just the convenience factor. Yeah. If there's something that's easy and they can just grab a snag. Yeah. And it's Moorabbin. That's what you hear about from people who used to go there.
The days of yore.
Yeah, BYO barbecue for crying out loud. So I think we could get back in that space a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great call. Yeah, I like good minute there, mate.
Yeah. Alrighty, well.
Thanks, mate.
The camaraderie makes me want to cry. Yeah. That is...
That's a wrap, I reckon.
First episode of the year. Done.
Yeah.
Done and
First
dusted.
take 2, boys. Congrats.
How good.
Yeah, nailed it.
Nailed it, yeah. All in one take.
Yeah.
Boys, we'll be back here on Monday after the North Melbourne game. Unfortunately, my gig is on from 2 till 7 p.m. out in Whoop Whoop, so it'll be on during the game. But what I'll do is when I think I've got accommodation out there, I'll settle into the motel, get the laptop up.
Where are you playing?
I couldn't tell you.
The Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, the Pacific Northwest with all the wombats. Playing to a bunch of wombats. It's out near Warrnambool, I think. So, Well,
That's
3
all right.
hour
We'll
drive.
We'll keep you filled in the chat.
Yeah, it'll be our turn.
Oh,
to
but, yeah,
smash
we'll-
the.
we'll
that's
take
it.
that. We'll
yeah,
take that
yeah.
for you.
Please do.
Yeah.
Pass the baton. All right, well, boys, the best of luck.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourselves.
Been fun.
Plenty of photos, plenty of smiles, plenty of kissing babies. That's what it's all about.
How
This
was,
is
how
politics.
was our photo shoot? That was pretty fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
the photo shoot's good. That's iconic.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
a lot of Saners very much enjoy that.
Yeah, yeah.
Some good
nah.
shots there.
That was no. Thanks to Matty for
Yeah, Matty did an
yeah,
excellent job.
Matty,
That
yeah,
was
sorting us
amazing.
out. He also writes the articles for us.
That he does.
Yeah,
so
we,
he's
see,
a
we
man
didn't
of-
piece this all together.
Man of
'cause
many talents.
He's a man of many talents, and he's
The old tip.
he's photographed me. for
Mason's
some
Wood.
gigs.
Mason's Wood.
He was
too.
Mason's Wood in the
I feel
tipping,
like-
so he got the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
If anyone asked you, it'd look a bit rigged, but it's
Yeah.
all just a massive coincidence.
Yeah.
It is. No, but it bloody is, because he just keeps so quiet about everything that he does, and he just does it so well. So,
Yeah.
geez, he's the.
Recent member of Aisle 29.
There you go. Signed up
Yeah,
for
he's
this year.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, just quickly, really
yeah,
quickly,
Aisle 29.
but Aisle 29, we're still going places. So people who haven't signed up, memberships, or they have signed up, but they want to find a little bit more of a rowdier atmosphere, hit us up. Come join us.
Yeah.
Because we've got about over 70 now.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Reserve
that's good
seat
numbers.
members
Yeah.
that all have a good time.
Yeah.
So even if it's just yourself, you'll make some mates. So
Yeah.
hit us
Nice
up.
there.
Sounds good, mate.
Beautiful. All right. Well, from us three, and to the rest of you, good night.
Yeah.
Go,
Thanks.
Shaking my head, I really love my Saints footy, and I love the feeling. So does the family. Oh yeah, Saints footy, 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 Saints footy.